Hello, hello, hello. I wasn't planning on doing this live. Actually, on Saturdays, either I'm out and about or I am doing other things, not on YouTube really late. But today, I kind of just, you know, stayed around the house and everything and did some things. Hey, Dawn. And this is going to be a short live. Um, I'm going to talk about Mob Only. And I was really saddened today when I saw his live, and I did not know that this was going on until later on this evening. One thing I can say about Mob, I believe he was one of my first interviews. I would consider it a big interview because he had a lot more subs than me. And at that time, I probably maybe had like 100 subs or 200 subs. And he was so gracious and so kind. He came to my channel, you know, and, he did the interview and it went really well. I had gotten a little more exposure by him being on my live. And I got to be honest with you, that I was really scared when I did that interview because, like I said, that was one of my first interviews that I've, ever done. But when I talked to him, like before the interview, he made me really comfortable. He was like, I'm scared too, and we talked about some things that I could go over, like some questions and things of that nature. And he was very, very just down to earth. um he was also very humbled. One thing I can say about him. And then I learned how talented he was as a musician, as a rapper, producing his beats, and how just really talented he was, but he was still a humble person. Even though, he had a lot more subs than me, he could have been really arrogant. He could have been a person, well, I'll check and check my time, or maybe, kind of put me off, because I'm not a big YouTuber. But he was like, I don't have like, you know, 20,000 people either, but you know, I remember how I started out and the things that he went through. And so when he did, when he said that, he was just like, I just want to help, somebody else because I know where I came from, what I've been through on YouTube and how I started out. And that really meant a lot to me, that somebody that just had like 200 subs and, the things that I was going through on the YouTube streets, he still was like, you know what? No, you got it. You can do it, And he gave me the opportunity. And like I said, he was one of my first interviews that I ever had on my live. I say this because he's been through a situation where he ended up losing a channel that he had like 300 subs. No, 300 members. I'm sorry. He had a lot more subs than that. And he lost 300 members to his channel. That was a very big blow. And I'm not going to talk so much about what happened to him, but I do want to encourage him because I don't want to give him a fluffed up kind of message. I really want to give him a heartfelt message because he has no idea what he did for me, giving me that opportunity. Hey Bama, how are you, sweetie? And not many YouTubers that are bigger than you give you that opportunity, right? They sometimes forget where they started, but he remembered and he was so gracious and so humbled to help me. Know the history on a lot of things that have happened on the YouTube streets. Um, and some of it I just don't want to know because as much as you say and get involved in it, you get involved with it too. And I don't have the energy, neither do I have the time to really invest in that type of thing. But what I will say to Mob is you have to stand strong because a lot of things in life is going to happen like this. A lot of things in life are meant to break you. So while you going through it, you can't allow it to break your spirit because it definitely will try to break your spirit. Things in life come really to tear you down all the way, you know. And sometimes, a lot of times when people have some type of misery or maybe some type of hatred, they may try to break you in the process and make you feel just as miserable as they are. And I have experienced that. And you will always in this life experience something like that, right? You have to know who you are on the inside, number one. And when you know who you are and whose you are, you won't let things break you all the way down. Hey, DJ, it's some situations on social media with people that you encounter, and a lot of those situations are not pleasurable. They're actually the total opposite of something pleasurable. It's really sometimes it can be very detrimental to your mental health. And that's why I feel it's important where we as people don't lose ourselves in the social media. He has lost 300 members. He has lost a channel. And it's safe to say, and I don't care how much we put on a front, some things makes us so angry we could almost do something to somebody, right? We can almost lose ourselves in our anger and our hate. And it takes a lot for you to not hate somebody or go there. Hey CC, I want to encourage my, like I told him earlier, that this is actually going to make you better. And I used to hate when people say, when you go through things, it's going to make you stronger. I used to hate when people say that. But it actually does. Not only does it make you stronger, it makes you wiser, it makes you have so much of, I would say a backbone, you'll have even more determination, tenacity to keep going into what you want to do with your life or your channel. Things are meant, and some people try to break you. You just don't let that be the story. Don't let that be your story. And you, Mob, have people that actually care for you, that actually support you, and that will continue to support you. I don't have anything to say about the other party. I don't know the other party. So I'm not even going on there. But what I will say is don't let things break you like that. Sometimes your greatest setback is going to be your biggest comeback. You have seen it in so many people's stories, that people that have went through different things in their life, and they really thought that this was the end for them, right? They thought that nothing good is going to come out of it. And then when they look back, it actually was some great things that came out of what they went through. What I don't want you to do, first of all, is allow hate to take over, because that's exactly what it will do. It will take over, and you will lose yourself in the hate. What you have to do is learn to use what you've been through and use it and use it in the right way. Basically, let what you've been through give you the determination to be even better than you were, right? And sometimes it's hard, but use that energy to prove everybody or anybody that's ever been a hater towards you, use it. Let it fuel you. And as you say, go out blazing. Like I said, this was not going to be a long live, because I know he is live, Mob is live on his gaming channel. But I want you guys, if you're not, to support this brother. He is a young man that is, like I say, is very talented in music. He is for the people. He really supports people, and when things happen to you like this, it makes you lose faith in people. But we all know that everybody is not like that, right? And I want Mob to know that he actually has supporters. He actually has people that want to see him continue, that want to see him get better. And like I said, just because you have a setback, that can actually be your greatest comeback. You just have to allow what you've been through, and instead of it turning to hate, turn it to the fuel that you need to accomplish what you want to do. And that's what I would tell anybody that has went through some things like this, where it seems like, and some people say it's just social media, but if it's something that you worked hard for, if it's some things in life that you have endured or you've dealt with to have a channel on YouTube, because let me be honest with you, being a content creator or being on YouTube is not always going to be easy. You have to battle sometimes with people you don't even know. You have to try to be yourself but appeal to the audience. You have to you'll sometimes be discouraged because there'll be people that will unsub from you for no reason. You don't even know what you did. You don't know what you said. You'll have things in your life. I don't know why Meets Live came up, but came on live. You'll have people that will try to make your reputation. Hey, John, make your reputation. Hey, Agent Smith, make your reputation into a person that you are not. And that's why I said, Mob, you got it. It's in you. Whatever God put in you, it's already there. You just have to activate it. What happened to Mob was John. I shared the live on my page, on my community page. He ended up losing his channel, and he lost over, I think it's 300 subs. So, you know, yeah, and he really worked hard, with his content, with getting to the point to where he could have membership, get monetized. That takes a lot of work, and to get that snatched from you, that can be very disheartening, and it can really make you go like to the deep end, you know, because one thing I can say about Mob, he works very hard on his craft, right? And a lot of content creators do. They work very hard, those that actually have content, right? They work very hard to make sure that their content is an extension, first of all, of them, but to also be appealing to the masses, right? And that's why it can be so irritating and frustrating for it to be taken from you, you know. And whether you like a person or not, put yourself in a person's shoes. How would you feel, if this happened to you? And a lot of times on this app, I've noticed you don't really have to know people, like know people in order for them to have a problem with you. And sometimes when they have a problem to you, it's just like you putting more salt on a wound every day, right? Like you have a wound that never gets healed because someone is pouring salt on it. It's kind of how people play on this app. And it's really a dirty game. You don't know what people are going through and their motivation for doing what they're doing. You just have no idea, but you just know it's happening to you. So I wanted to tonight to more than anything encourage Mob, because like I said, he's been nothing but nice to me, right? And I want someone when I'm down or when something really like happened to me on here to encourage me, because we are all human. We all bleed, we all hurt, we all get angry, and life happens to us all. So sometimes we do just need that encouraging person to speak something into us, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to do for Mob. I wanted to let him know that number one, he's not alone. He actually has real supporters, real people behind him, right? And number two, he has to use, if he has any type of hatred or any type of wanting to get back with someone, he has the fuel to succeed. He has the fuel to change what is negative and actually into going into something positive. And like I said, just because there has been some setbacks in his life right now, he's going to come out even better on this other end, right? And that's really all I wanted to say. I wanted to say as well, don't give up. And this is for anybody in the audience, whether you're going through stuff, some things happen to you, don't give up. Keep moving forward. You are talented, Mob. You are talented, Mob. You need to use the fuel that you have and use it to succeed in whatever you're trying to do. And that's for anybody in the chat. If you are going through something, if you have experienced something in your life that keeps trying to hold you back, you have the fuel inside of you to use. Fear, if you're fearing anything, if you're hurt about anything, you have what it takes to succeed in whatever you're wanting. It may take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen just as long as you are determined and you keep your eyes on the prize. And that's what I will say to Mob. You have what it takes. And you cannot allow self-doubt make you doubt that. You can't allow self-doubt to stop you from seeing how talented you are. You cannot allow self-doubt to make you stagnated and think, oh, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to start all over. It's done. It's over. It's not over unless you say it's over. It's not over until you choose that it's over. When you choose it's over, that's when it's over, right? I always think about when people, and this may be a bad analogy, but I'm going somewhere with this. When people unalive themselves, okay, the S word, they make that choice at that very minute that it's over for them. There's nothing anybody can say or do. Hey, Atmosphere. Hey, Burl, how are you? They 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 have made the decision at that point that they are going to unlive themselves, and that's what they do. They commit the S word, right? And it's just like when we make choices in life. We make the decision to keep going, to keep trying. We make the decision either to give up or not to give up. We make the narratives for our story. We create our own story, guys. And that's what when Mob was saying it's over, it's not over unless you say it's over. But I believe he got a lot more gifting in him, a lot more purpose in him to succeed and to keep going. You have to make that decision. Everybody has to make that decision for themselves. I hope that this message is for everybody because we all have down times. We all have things in our life that make us want to give up. I always relate to my story when I'm telling different things about life and giving up sometimes. There was so many times I would get on this, and a lot of content creators, when they're first starting out, probably feel this way. And I'm pretty sure Mob did too. When you start doing this and you don't see anything moving, your subscription account is not moving. And if it is, it's moving downward. People are fickle, people acting funny. You don't know who to trust. The ones you thought you could trust, you can't trust. You start to believe I'm in a big game. What is the point of me doing content? What is the point of actually, hey, Real Cornbread, having a voice? What is the point for me getting on here and pushing live when I got 2 people in the chat? Like, really, what is the point? But you have to find the purpose within you where you don't give up in the middle of it. Hey, Captain Wolf, there's going to be haters hating you for no reason. They don't even know you. You got to move forward. You got to not allow what people are saying and doing to distract you from what you want to do. I decided when I was going through all this different stuff, and I'm just going to say, God's grace, I'm a bad mofo. I'm just saying. And that's because of God's grace, right? That's because whatever he put in me, he said, Selena gonna have a little dose of this. She gonna have a little dose of that. She gonna have a little dose of this. I was gonna have a little dose of determination. I was gonna have a little dose of charisma. I was gonna have a little dose of what? Let's see, tenacity. I was gonna have a little dose of being humble. I was gonna have a little dose of being bold sometimes. He puts little doses of what we need to survive in this life, right? We have everything we need within us. And that's what I wanted to tell Mob. It's not over because you got so much in you. It's not over until you say it's over. But God has given you everything you need to keep going. In life, it's going to be a lot of different things that try to knock you down. That goes for all of us. It tries to get you off of track when you were going straight. You was trucking along, going straight. Then you had a detour you had to take. And that detour it's going to make the trip longer than you expected, right? I hate detours. I hate them. But that's just how life is. You think you going this way, that's what the GPS says, but the GPS didn't let you know that this road is actually closed down, and you're going to have to make a detour that's going to make your trip 30 minutes longer than you planned. You planned on getting there in 10 minutes. It's going to take you 30 more minutes to get there. That's what detours do. They take you way out of the way, right? And then you have to go longer just to get to your destination. But it is about the journey. It's about the journey. It's not always about the destination. Are you learning through your journey? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share something with you I thought was absolutely powerful. It was a homeless man, and maybe y'all have seen this. It was a homeless man that was actually giving some wise advice to um two young men, right? I think they were at a restaurant at Checkers, the burger joint, and I guess maybe they bought the man, you know, something to eat. And when they did that, he started speaking all types of knowledge to to these young men. And when you looked at that homeless man, you're like, what the hell? He had plaits all over. He looked really crazy. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But he gave these young men such great advice. And I'm gonna share this with you because when I saw it, I said, see, this is why you can't judge the book by its cover. Sometimes your greatest miracles or your worst situation can be one of the best things that could ever happen to you. Sometimes you going through what you're going through, it's going to be one of the best things that stretch you, that stretch your character, that makes you and builds you to who you need to be. The detours in life, they may seem longer, but while you driving and you have to go through those detours, you should be picking up some life lessons. You should be your character should be enhancing. You should be getting stronger in your mindset. You should be getting more focused on what's more important than the distractions that you see as you're going through your journey. And I'm going to share this with you because this is what this man said to these young men. It's about the journey and not the destination. This is powerful. And again, this is not to make you believe in what I believe in. No, 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 no. I don't do that because I'm not perfect. And it depends on when you get me and how you get me. And if you cross me, you might not get Jesus loves you, right? So I'm trying to get to that point, but I'm not there. But I never want to make people uncomfortable with what I believe in. But some of the knowledge that this man speaks, it is something to really listen to. Right, Mink. Be careful how you treat strangers. Be careful how you treat strangers because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. This man, you can look at this man and say he is off his rocker. He got plaits on top of his head. He looks a hot mess. But he had a message for these young men. And you never know how this message helped this man, but these young men, but it actually helped these young men so much they shared it on social media because it was something to really listen to. And this is for Mob and any other person in this chat that has struggled with depression, that has struggled with suicidal thoughts and the S word. I'm sorry, YouTube. That has struggled with any type of self-harming. This is for you because you have to understand you are going through things to be a help for somebody else. We never go through things by I would say chance. We go through things in life in our journey is actually supposed to build us. It's actually supposed to give us more of a backbone if we don't have one. It's actually supposed to make us bolder and tell the truth and say the truth when we need to say it. It's actually supposed to build your character so you have some type of integrity when everybody else is doing the total opposite. That's what trials and tribulations are supposed to do for you. It's not supposed to break you so that you want to take yourself out of here. Even though it feels like that, even though you get so discouraged and sad. So a lot of times on here, I don't feel my best. And I put on a smile and it's not fake. But I put on a smile and I'm happy to see people because guess what? I'm making an impact on somebody, whether it's one person or two. I might not have an audience of 100 or 1,000 people, but that's not what I'm supposed to be worried about. I'm worried about, is my life going to help somebody else? Is when I'm dead and gone, and people are at my funeral. I don't want nobody not saying that I didn't try to help somebody. I didn't want my life not to impact someone in a positive way. I don't want my life to be lived in vain, right? I want to be able, when people think of me, it's because I said something, I did something that was helpful to them. We have to not so much worry about the day we were born or the day we die. We should be more concerned about what we do in that dash. If you ever look on an obituary, you will see the day that you were born, the year you were born, then you're going to see that dash, then you're going to see the day you died or transitioned, whichever you want to call it. But that dash, what you did in that meantime, that journey, that's what's gonna matter. It's gonna matter if you actually did something with your life to help somebody instead of harming people. See, I see a lot of people on this app, they have the mindset to harm because they are miserable, because they are hateful. And if they take time to actually look themselves in the mirror and see themselves for who they really are, they should be afraid of themselves. They should see a very atrocious being in that mirror. But unfortunately, we have so many people that live delusional lives and that live their life blinded by their own wickedness. We are all imperfect. Don't get me wrong. We are all have faults and do things wrong. But if you can't take accountability and really face yourself for the wrong you've done to other people and maybe even yourself, you are a being that is atrocious. You are a person that is blinded by your own sin. I'm going to share this video for you because I thought it was very meaningful. And again, this is not to preach to anyone. It is Sunday morning, but I'm not trying to preach. I promise you I'm not. Hey, Trenches, how are you, sweetie? I'm going to share this with you.
Frustrated. I'm trying to listen to God. I got my own flesh and my pulling me here, my own desires, my family, my friends, all these things is distracting me from the truth. And it's difficult to give in, especially when you're young, man. But if you can go through it, you'll come out like gold. If I can go through the fire. They don't want to go through the fire. They want to the lotto and go to Jamaica and the Bahamas to do their own selfish thing. But he said, if you wait till I exalt you, I give you the desires of your heart. But it's difficult to wait because everybody in a hurry. Technology, it's fast. It's in a hurry. They're angry. They're frustrated. They ain't got time. They're on the cell phone. They want to text message you. Y'all in the same car. You going to text message him. He right there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in a hurry. I don't know where they going, but when they get there, oh, they're going to be sorry. The faster you try to get there, that career, that money, and you're going to figure it out that, man, it was the journey. It was not the destination. You was in a hurry to get there, to come up, to be this, to be that. And when you get there, you're going to feel discouraged more than you did before you even started to get there. Cause it was the journey, the people that you didn't stop to talk to like me at checkout. The people at the gas station. You was in a hurry to get there, but it was the journey. It was the gas station. It's Checkers. It's the journey, not the destination. Because the destination is steadily evolving. We always growing in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. It's always evolving. And we can never obtain it because it's steadily, constantly evolving. The more humble you be, then the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. But when you think you got it and you're on your way, then you're going to get less of it because can't nobody talk to you. You can't stop. You're in a hurry. It's a difficult thing, but you got it. I see the intensity. Especially being with him. He ain't nothing to play with. Then he talking to me, and you seeing it, you like, wow. You already amazed at his skill and what your relationship, but he's showing you the journey. That's very important, amen. He's showing you how to relate, connect to the people. I would say this. It's a man with pushing a basket. This man right here, they brilliant now. Don't look at the outside appearance. I've seen him in action. He was pushing a basket. And I was under the bridge. And I was talking to everybody except him. He was the last person I talked to. He said, why didn't you talk to me first? He said, I should have talked. He said, don't you ever pass by a man pushing a basket and don't acknowledge him. I've never do it in my life again. I talk to the person pushing that basket. How's your day? How you doing? I talk to the homeless people because they said, be careful how you entertain strangers. And most people that came off the street and they got their career together, they won't even let you know that they've been through it. They try to act brand new. It's a testimony. What you go through, it's for us to inspire somebody else. It's for me to pull the weak ones up. It's for you to pull the weak ones up. We don't go through this because of our own selfish reasons. We go through this to give them a testimony of how far God has brought me. It was never about me. I thought about me. Why I'm going through this. He said, back up, man. Who you going to inspire? Who you going to tell somebody about the glory, the grace of God if you don't go through it? Get out of yourself. And once I step back, I've been seeing the deep things of God. And so I don't play with him. I don't ask him for a lot. I just say, give me my portion for the day. I don't want a lot of things. Just give me enough that I can deal with. He said, I give you, but fulfill your bond greater than you can ever ask. I know what you desire. I know what you need. But Lord, give me my portion where I can be grateful, where I can be thankful. They unthankful. They unholy. They ungrateful. They got a job. They don't want the job. They got 40 hours. You can't work on Saturdays. You can't work on Sundays. Now you got 3 days. They always complaining and griping and murmuring. Stop it. He said, be grateful with the little things. And wait, and I'll put you there. But he's going to put us in a place where they appreciate me in the job. I don't hate going to work. I got to watch my back. They're backstabbers. You're making the money, but I can't go to the job because I got to watch my back. They're haters. Put me somewhere where I love going to work. I can get up, and they appreciate my work, and I blend in. God say, I'm going to put you there, but if you want to get it, go ahead and get it.
What do you think about haters?
That's a part of the balance in life. They hate. They don't know why they hate. Tell them why they hate sometimes. They don't know they hate. It's just standard thing. They get angry. He taught. Every way when he taught them. They hate. They don't even know why. Because they don't nobody teach them. They don't nobody take time to let them know why they're doing things they're doing. And that's the whole purpose of life. Let them know what they're doing wrong if you see it. I always knew I was doing wrong. What about when they showed me long suffering? What about when they forgave me, but I can't forgive him? He made a promise. I made a promise. I didn't fulfill it. They didn't go off on me. Well, I got to go off on him because he didn't fulfill his commitment. That's wrong. You gotta teach. They don't know. The only God they know is through you, through your experience. They don't know about church because you can't go to church because it's a business. And all the church people, it's a clique, it's a club, and they done forgot about God. It's a business. Look here. It's just the world. Ain't nobody being bold and talking about God because don't pray in school, take the prayer out of school, all these things. It's the world. We're getting in a time where God is not popular no more. And if you talk about it, I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God. I believe in this. I don't care what you believe in. Let my spirit speak for me. Let my action. But it was a time when I was just a hearer and not a doer. But it got to balance out. You got to go through the fire in order to be a doer too. You're going to be a hearer, then you're going to be a doer. But don't let people throw you off your journey. You can't be nothing. It's between your relationship with God. They can't understand you all the time because you're trying to figure out your way. I'm trying to figure out my way. I can't prove nothing to them all the time. I don't need them to figure me out. All I got to do is just be patient and do what was in my ability, my boundary. I don't need to outstep my boundaries. I ain't got to prove nothing to you. You didn't feel me? No, you don't feel me. I can't put the expectation on you. I don't always feel me, understand me. So that's wrong. Be humble. Acknowledge him in all your ways. When I do wrong, I said something wrong to offend you, forgive me. I got to say it right away, get it over with. If I offend somebody at work, look, if they persecute me, look at God trying to strengthen me to show them who I serve. I say I believe, I'm working with it. Well, teach them. They don't know. They don't know why they're doing that to me. Let your light shine among men. They might glorify your Father in heaven. It's real, man. I experience it all the time, 24/7. But I asked for it. I wanted to be a preacher when I was 6, but I didn't know the price I had to pay. Much wisdom, much grief, much sorrow.
All right, y'all. Now, what did
I just wanted to share that, guys, with you. Like I said, hey, Watermelon Sugar. I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was pretty powerful. Like I said, you could tell he's not a religious person, but he's a spiritual person. And that's the difference. Spiritual, they are connected really to the Creator. You know, they hear, they see, they feel. Religious people go to a building every Sunday, every Wednesday, or every Tuesday, or whenever there's a church event. But it's not in them. It looks good. They dressed well, but it's not in them. Right? So that's why I said in life, you can never judge people. You can't judge the book by the cover. Miss Mick, you got something to say you would like to say to Mob or anybody in the chat that may be experiencing things in their life that, you know, they may feel discouraged or anything?
Like, first of all, how that man just tap on all the stuff we just, like, between you and I in the last hour, he just went around and talked about a lot of stuff that we was talking about, you know, from my page to over here. So we know we in the right space. I literally put that in the chat about entertaining angels, and then he turned around and said it. I didn't know you was about to play. I seen this, but I forgot what he said, you know. And it was a lot of confirmation in it, because it's like I was saying, we be going through stuff and it's hard, and it seems like things are being stripped away. It seems like we're not getting ahead. It seems like, you know, things are being destroyed and taken, but I'm learning to turn that into seeing it as protection, you know. Sometimes we have to be separated from things, and the separation hurts, you know, and it may mean losing everything. You know, sometimes you got to lose everything. You got to go down to come up. So, that's what I would say to Mob. Yeah, you lost the page, but those 300 people that were members, they still exist. They'll be back.
Mhm.
That person that hosts that page, he's still there. That page is nothing. You can
Mhm.
make another page. Now you create. You be the content creator that you want to be. Do
Right.
the things that you haven't done. Do the things you've been thinking about doing. Don't, do more music. The people love your music.
Mhm.
Do more serious talk. People love when you go in your bag and you get serious and you show your spiritual side. Do those
Right.
things. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let these down periods discourage any of y'all in the chat either. I'm going through things. Selena goes through things. But, me and her keep each other up.
Right.
You know, I consider my friend. I'm going to keep him up.
Right.
All of y'all in my chat, I think be on my page. I hope I keep y'all up.
Right.
When I'm down, I go on my page and start talking. A lot of times people don't know what folks are going through. So it's like when I see all the chaos over there and all the mean spirited stuff going on, I thank God I'm not like that. You
Right.
know, we just have to keep being who we are, keep on going, keep doing it. If it go down, you build it back up bigger and better. Because that's
Exactly.
that's the reason why people want to take away from you, because they can't have what you have and they don't understand what you have. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? When you're tapped into the creator,
Right.
a person who only knows the devil don't understand it. All they know is they
Right.
are there to kill, steal, and destroy. But
Right.
they don't win no matter what. You can take everything. You can't be God's children. So that's what I got to say about the whole situation. And yeah, ain't nobody mad but the devil.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. Like I said, a lot of things in life will come to try to destroy you. And like I said, you have to make your mind up, is it going to? Right? And because unfortunately, trials and tribulations are a part of our life. That's a part of life. We can't get away from it, even if we try. So while you're in the midst of it, you have to ride out the storm. It's basically, um, if you've ever seen people on ships or boats and they're in the middle or eye of a storm. The wind is raging, the waves are big, the rain is coming down. It's scary, right? You're in the midst, you're in the middle of a storm, but you have to stand even in that storm. You can't allow that storm to overtake your boat or that ship. And
Mm.
and it will, like I said, when the as my grandmother say, the winds of life, the storms of life come to do that. But are you going to remain in that ship or that boat? Are you
Mhm.
going to keep sailing even in the midst of that storm? Why are you in the middle of it?
Child.
Like I said, that comes with you making that decision. And I made a decision when I started on here not to fold. That's the decision that I made. And everybody that comes on this app or whatever kind of challenge or obstacle you have in your life going on, you have to make the decision in your mind first not to fold, not to bend,
Mhm.
because people are going to try to break you. They're going to try to make fun of you. They're going to try to destroy your character. They're going to try to destroy your reputation. They're going to try to do all types of things because I believe sometimes some people don't even know why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And it might not be a person. It may just be situations. It may just be you working every day, trying to make ends meet, and you can't make it. Your bills are more than your paycheck.
Mm.
It could be a relationship that you're trying to stay in because you believe that this is the right person for you and it's not working. It could be any situation in your life, any challenge in your life. It could be you even doing your own YouTube channel and it's not growing like you want it to. You're not getting people attracted to your channel. It could be anything. But you have to make the decision in your mind first because you have to be transformed in your mind. You have to be renewed in your mind in order to accomplish what you're trying to do. And that's why I said you have to make the decision first not to bend or fold.
Mm-hmm.
Because life will definitely try to destroy you. It will definitely try to break you. And that's why it's so important for you to make the right decision. There's so many people, and I didn't realize this until I looked at the statistics. It is more African American males that commit the S word. And behind that would be African American women. Statistically, it doesn't look good because people are making the decision to end themselves because of life. Again, it starts with the renewing of your mind to make the decision not to bend and not to fold. It also is a decision not to hate because it's very easy. And I talked about this before. It's very easy to actually hate people if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why learning to forgive and do it every day is very essential to everybody's well-being. It's essential to everybody's spiritual being. I'm not saying it's easy and I'm not saying I like doing it because I don't. But it's more important for me to do it because nobody is worth my peace. Nobody is worth my joy. And nobody is worth my blessings of opportunity to move forward in life. Because I want to keep hating you. It's all about free will. And one thing, if don't nobody else believe that God gave them anything, one thing God did give every human being is free will. And it's either to choose life or death. And I'm not always talking about death physically. I'm talking about death mentally, emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually. We can choose a raggedy way of being because that's what we choose. But we don't have to actually choose that. It's just what we're more comfortable in. A lot of times people can be comfortable in being miserable. They can also be comfortable in being hateful. Again, God gives every human being free will. It's about what you choose and if you choose what is right or what is wrong. I did not want to make this live long because, like I said, this was too much because I wanted to encourage him. I wanted to let him know you have people like me, Meek, and other supporters that are actually rooting for you. This is not the end for you. This is actually, it could be a really great beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to hate when people say, because I thought it was so cliche. what doesn't kill you make you stronger. I used to hate it because I'm like, that's a bunch of bull. But at the same time, it's not a bunch of bull. It's actually the truth. Life is actually building you if you allow it and if you take the journey for what it is and not so busy trying to get to the destination. Diamonds are made by pressure. Diamonds don't just pop up and look as beautiful as they are when you see them in the store. They have to go through a process, a purification. And that's, as people, that's what we go through. If we choose to make the right decision, if we choose to actually make the decision to choose life, we're going to have to go through a purification period. And the purification, it takes all of the gunk. It takes all of the things, the impurities that don't need to be there. That's what life does if we allow it and go in the direction that we need to. It comes to purify you. And sometimes breaking is not always bad. Sometimes you have to be broken to be revealed.
That's a seed.
Yeah, you have to be broken to be revealed. So I hope that everyone gets this message, and it's not just for him, it's for anybody that's listening that has actually struggled with a lot of disappointments, a lot of times when they cried, a lot of times when they felt like giving up. This is for you. Because everything you got, even when people try to take it from you, it's already in you. They can't take it unless you give it. I learned a long time ago, can't nobody take joy from you. Can't nobody take nothing from you, your happiness, unless you give it to them. Do not bend. Do not fold. Go through the journey, learn what you need to learn, help people along the way as you're learning. Your life is not meant to be put on a pedestal. Your life is not meant to be put in some type of glass, I would say some type of ornament. It's not supposed to just be for people to see how beautiful and pretty you are. It's actually, your life is actually, you're supposed to be, like the man said, you're supposed to be an inspiration to somebody. You're supposed to be a help to somebody. Thank you, Swift. I appreciate you. And if you're not doing that, your life ain't worth nothing. That dash is what helps. That dash is what is when people see that, they're like, this person actually helped me. This person actually did something for me. I am a better person because I met that person. That's what you're here for. You're not supposed to just be a beautiful decoration. You're not supposed to just go through life and not be a help or to someone. You will live your life in vain. And this is why it's so important for people to get out of themselves. It's important for me. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm working through some things myself. I'm working through disappointments. I'm working through a lot of failures. I'm working through a lot of fear. When I come on here, I'm working through getting out of myself a lot of times. A lot of times I don't feel like talking. A lot of times I don't feel like helping people or encouraging people. Hell, I need some encouragement myself. But a part of my purpose is actually encouraging. I'm an encourager. That is what I was built to do. That is one of my gifts. And if I'm not using the gift that God has given me, I am living my life in vain. I am living with no substance, just a cute little face with a cute little bodysuit on. But like I told this guy last week, I'm more than ass and tits. I can promise you that. Your life is meant for something. You have to find out what it is and not allow people and things distract you from it. And I have to tell myself that every day. I have not risen above nobody on this app. Outside of this app, I'm just like anybody else, struggling and trying to strive through what I'm going through and thrive. Do you have any last words, Meek, before I get off?
Yeah, real quick. When you was talking about the bending and breaking, um, yesterday we were talking about that, and I was telling the story about how the palm trees were designed not to bend or break, and they withstand hurricane winds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we all should, take a piece of that, to know that we are built to be like those trees. In South Carolina they call them palmetto trees. And
Mm-hmm.
I just always thought that was a cool thing about that tree. And also, I was telling them that the name Tamar in the Bible, it meant not easily, I think it's not easily broken or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But it's the same thing. So, we are created to be people that don't bend. We're not supposed to waver. Yes, it gets rocky, it gets shaky.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's not going to happen a lot of times. But as long as we stand and, go through that thing, it's gonna be all right. Watermelon is gonna be all right. Mob, Selena, it's gonna be all right. Swift,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my last words. We got this.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, to each one of y'all, I don't know what all of y'all were going through, but one thing I can say for sure, you're definitely not alone. There's somebody that's going through something similar to you, or somebody's going through something worse. Like I said, we all have a story, but the thing is, we have to choose. We have to choose. And hopefully, we choose the right thing that's best for us. Guys, I love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Thank you, Meek Meek. You're always a blessing coming up here on my platform. Always welcome. You're one of my favorite people.
I love
Um,
you too, girl.
you're one of my favorite people. And I appreciate each one of you. Swift, that's my sweetheart. I really appreciate you, sweetie.
Oh, I'm on my phone. Girl, I'm trying to find the leave button. I forgot I was on my phone and computer.
I appreciate you so much.
All right, I'm going in the chat.
Okay. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure that not only mob only, but you guys know that whatever you're going through, it is just a test. And with test, you gotta pass it. But you got some study guides, right? For some people, their study guides are different than others. But I always say sometimes your study guides could be people experience, other people's experiences, or it could be what you've been through. And sometimes we have to retest because we didn't pass it the first time. So we gotta realize, what did we do wrong the first time? And sometimes we have to take that test. Some of us some hard heads. Sometimes we got to take that test 3 or 4 times. Right. And when we finally get it, we can overcome it and we can move forward. But just remember, once you pass that test, it's another one around the corner. That's what life is about. It's about being tried and true. You will go through the fire. Like I said, diamonds go through pressure. Diamond goes through purifications. And so will you. You're no different. I wish I could give you some uplifting news more than there's always a blessing at the end of the tunnel, even though we see only darkness and rain sometimes. Sometimes we find out that while we was waiting on that blessing, really the journey was the biggest blessing because we learned so much about ourselves. We learned that we really are strong. We learned that we really do have more to offer than what we thought. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off of here. When I went through what I went through, I learned so many great qualities about myself. It made me have even more esteem about myself. I learned that I was strong. I learned that I'm not easily broken. And I learned that I actually have a foundation. Before, I was very insecure. I was very overly cautious about everything I did and said, what I wore, how I looked. Not to say I still don't have certain insecurities, but I have learned that even in that, I'm still okay with being me. I'm still okay with being me. And that's what I would say to anybody. Let your trials and tribulations, let your obstacles and challenges build the best you that you can ever be. Don't allow your challenges and your obstacles make you bitter, because it will try. Make the decision to let your obstacles and your challenges actually build you up to the person that you should be and the person that's actually within you. It's already there. Remember what I said. Whatever is in you, God had already put it there. It's already within you. Everything you need is already within you. You just have to dig down deep, get that tenacity, get that drive, that ambition, that determination, and take what has happened to you and use it as fuel to move forward and do great things. Guys, I love you to Reese's Pieces. I don't have to know you to love you. I hope the best for each one of you. Thank you guys for if you send me a cash app, if you have pressed the like button, and please press the like button and also press the notification button so you'll know when I'm going live. If you give me a cash app, and a super chat like tonight. Thank you so much, Swift. I appreciate you. Everybody in here, I hope is blessed, and that you take my advice and really use it. And don't let what I said go in one ear and out the other, because you are worth being here. Otherwise, you would be gone. You wouldn't be on this planet. You are worth being here. You are worth giving yourself a chance. You are worth succeeding in your life. Don't give up on yourself. And don't give up on your creator. Have a blessed night, everybody. Bye.